Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome back to another video on Lousy Gamer. And today we're going to do testing. I haven't done this for a very long time. I've been doing the interviews and Friday thoughts. I'm really glad I'm back doing these tests. So this is really the area that I love to do. And I'm going to get some help from Skunk Ape. Great guy. He also runs YouTube channel. So check that out. His channel in my description. Please visit and his channel and view the videos. He's been great help. He did offer his help to put his troops in the tile so that I can hit. So what are we going to test today? So we've been looking at reports where Zit and Spores are killing all the T1s and Meat Shield. So we wanted to see what the incremental value that's going to give when you have a control test versus a Zit test. So two scenarios. First one, no leaders, no hero, just 10,000 panzers against 100,000 militia. And the second round would be 100,000 militia versus a panzer with a Zit. And we'll see what is the incremental value that we're going to get in the troop death count. So again, we cannot exponentially add or extrapolate the numbers, but you get an idea on the small level of test, so you kind of know what's the damage that Zit can do. So what I've done, I just scouted Skunk Ape, so I have this report, so he has 100,000 militia in that camp. So I'm going to send, clear queue. I'm going to send 10,000 panzers. So there you go. Okay, is that? Yep, 10,000 panzers. Nothing, all good. So I'm going to march against him. So I'm going to speed this up a bit. Okay, there you go. So that's a defeat. Okay, so what we have here is I lost 1,249 of my troops versus 17,753 of the enemy troops. So which is good. So now we have the base numbers. So I'm just going to take the note of those numbers for the calculation. Yeah, 17,753. So here we're going to check. What we're going to do is we're going to add Zit and going to send that, right? So when we send it, we will see whether we are going to lose lesser troops in hitting T1. At the same time, are we going to see more depth in the enemy camp? So whether it's going to offer some protection to your troops. It shouldn't be, but I'm just trying to check. So he's going to send another 100K out here to refill that 17,000 loss. So I'm just going to do a quick check if it has 100,000. Yep, it has 100,000. So my next step is just to add the Zit. Okay, here you go. Quite a lot there. Okay, added Zit and clear queue, just the Zit with 10,000 panzer. Okay, that's 6 seconds. It's also offering some speed, and that's a glitch as usual. Okay, that's a hit with a Zit. Wow, that's really awesome. It offered a straightaway victory. So last time it was a loss. As you can see, it did offer a bit of a death protection as well. Last time we lost 1249 and this time we lost 1247. So there is a tiny element of death protection available for Zit. And the troop death count is crazy. So 53,657 is what is dead. So that's roughly about 3 times more death to the enemy. So that's crazy. That's really, really crazy. So I'm going to really look into the buffs that Zit is going to offer. Again, look at this. So what we got is the enemy weakness bonus and damage versus T1. So these two are actually helping to save some of our troops. Again, I don't know which one is helping to get that additional edge on the troop protection. Could be enemy weakness bonus because the enemy is a bit weak, so you don't have to spend more troops in there. So ideally, I see that using Zit, you will have a 3 times increase in killing the enemy T1 at the same time you will actually have lesser troop depth. So this is what we have done so far. I think you enjoying this. So okay, so now he's going to up the ante. He said want to go versus pickups then pyro. Yep, that sounds good. Okay, so I'm going to do that. Okay, so what he's going to do now is test different types of troops. So we've done this with T1 militia, so infantry troops. So we'll then go into demolition and then so on and so forth. And today we're going to do only the basic test, and the second test that I want to do is to have a mix of troops. Obviously, when I say mix of troops, it will be T1 heavy with T3, T4, and advance in the mix in the enemy camp. That way, you will get further numbers. Again, when you hit somebody, you're not really going to hit with all T1s, obviously. So this test might not be interesting for the big hitters, but I just wanted to get the delta number involved in the attack. So let's do the different types of troop today. So let's complete that, and so probably in the next video we'll try to do the troop mix count, and we also try to do hitting the city and so on. So we'll try to get a decent data to look into. Okay, so what he has is 100,000 pickup troops, pickup trucks. So I'm going to send the same thing against panzers, clear queue. Okay, okay, got a 10,000. Okay, it's 11 second as usual. Let me see if I can speed that up. Okay. Okay, so what do we have here? I will definitely lose, obviously. So that's what's going to happen without a Zit and no boost. So 1249. So my death is consistent across all the troop type. So as you can see, 1249 versus militia, now 1249 versus pickup truck. And the encampment, what's dead there is 8,364. So obviously the Panzers has a better, this we all know by now. So the Panzers has a better kill rate against militia. So that's 8,300. So he has about a 50% reduction in the death count when it comes to Panzer versus vehicle. So the next test would be with a Zit. So I hope the death count from my side will just be 1,247. And just for the sake of doing it, we have to test every time because I don't want any test going wrong. 100,000 pickup truck. Okay. So clear queue. All I need is Zit with a Panzer 10,000. Okay, it's all good. Perfect. There you go. 1247 is what I think with this hit. Okay, so 1246, further reduction by just one. So not sure why that's a bit of a difference. And 35,305. So here I hope we have 4x in terms of death on the enemy side. So we had about 3.02 times in infantry case. With the vehicle case, there are more vehicles are dying in proportion from with Zit and without Zit. Again, take this data with a pinch of salt because when you're going to attack, it's not going to be the setup. But what this offers is if you are vehicle versus vehicle, you can use panzers with a Zit. If somebody has tons and tons of pickups, it's going to offer you a better hit rate. So which I can see that, which is good. So some data that we're getting. And what's fascinating is the numbers do change from my attack. So as you know, the enemy weakness bonus that we're getting is probably helping a bit, or probably having an impact with the different results in each of the troop type. So with an infantry, I have a little bit of a lesser enemy weakness versus the same troop type. But Pyros is going to be interesting because vehicle is really weak against it. I assume what's going to happen is probably we'll end up about 5 to 6k troop loss on the other side with 1200 on my side on T1, and then we'll see how that goes. And you can see how much of a difference the rest of the attack leaders and human leaders and your hero makes, right? So I don't have any of those. And also think about your city buffs that you get, and all these makes a lot of difference, as you can see, even hitting a T1. So with my T4 advance, I was only able to take vehicle to vehicle. I was only able to take 8 times of the 8 times is still not bad, given the big hits. We usually see about T4 versus T4 is about 2 times returns that you get out of the hit. But 8 times is not bad. Versus infantry, I got about 16, 15 times, not bad. Okay, so now the third test, Pyros. Let's see what we have, just check that. Okay, 100,000. First test, control group, nothing, wedges, panzers. Okay, and I'm going to speed that up to reduce the time. Okay, so this is with Pyros. I'm going to put the same number, 1249, or even lesser for sure, or more for sure. 1466, yeah, a little bit more depth because we are going against the weakest for vehicles. Okay, and 7970. So the interesting thing here is infantry are the worst against the vehicles, that's all we know. But if we take vehicle against vehicle and the stronger troop type, the offering that we got is about less than 400 troop for this batch. That's really interesting. So even though if you have a piercers that you have that can help against the vehicles, I think you need to have a lot of these leaders who will be able to help you with complementing that. Otherwise, the savings that you're going to get versus having tons of panzers yourself versus having piercers in the city might be different. Again, the piercers in the city are stronger than on the tiles. So next, the last round is the Pyros. So this time around, I'm going to do just a Zit with 10,000 panzers. Okay, is that right? Yep, all good. So I'm hoping to see a little bit of reduction in my troop death count from 1466 to probably 14 something, and his death rate should be about 10 to 11k. So, 32. Sorry, I don't know what I was thinking. 1462. So there is a slight reduction in terms of the troop death on my side, and 32,588. It's exactly the same amount of the difference that we saw from what we had from vehicle to demolition. So what I mean is we had 8,364 over 7,790. So that's about 4.9% reduction or increase. Reduction in the troop depth on the enemy side. And when it comes to with Zit, it increases to 8.3%, so which is not bad. Okay, so that's the test that we did. Definitely the offering that we are getting from these are pretty awesome. I really feel like having Zit is definitely a good thing. One more thing I forgot to mention, we still have about 4.08 times the death ratio on demolition from panzers. So to repeat on all the tests, to summarize, the infantry troops, when I send 10,000, with Zit, you have a chance of increasing your T1 death rate by 3 times, 3.02 times. And with vehicle to vehicle panzers against your pickup, it's about 4.22, and panzers against the demolition, it's 4.08. So I didn't see a lot of big difference between these two. So yeah, could be different. So I'm actually thinking maybe we should have a mix where we'll have 25% of each troop type. So let me message and see if that's possible to have. Can we do two more tests? Okay, the first one is Shamblers. I don't know whether it has any impact on Shamblers. The infected troops, it sucks anyways, but I wanted to see if Zit offers a bit more. And mix of troops. So 70, yeah, mix of troops. It's like 25% of each troop type, including infected. Okay, just send him a note. We'll see if he has time to do that. So I'm really excited to do these tests because it offers a lot of information and data to us. Though in real scenario, when you're going to attack a big city, you might get different results with all the leaders and combos that they have. It's going to skew the numbers, but you will get a basic idea on what the offering is. So it gives some degree of information that we can rely on. So okay, so we are ready for the next round. So we want to do. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a break here and get the second part released with the test that we discussed. So I hope you all enjoy. And the second test would be on the Shamblers and the mixed troop of T1. So thanks for watching.